everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Shauna, and welcome to Shauna's World. Yay! How's everybody doing today? Well, I hope you guys are doing good. And yes, my voice is a little bit better. It's not so crackly. It's still a teeny bit crackly, but you know how that goes. So I've got so much stuff to share and to talk about. Um, So, yes, I am still there putting on my makeup. I am not quite yet finished, although I've already started, as you will see. Today I used my Natasha Denona Safari palette. I love this palette. It's really good. As you see, all the colors are quite natural and they're matte, so no glitzy colors in there this time, but they're good. I love them. So, yes, let's get down to beeswax. So, yes, you guys know me. I've been watching Netflix. And the other day, while I was getting ready, as I had my headphones on, as I usually do, I watched this new movie called Unhinged. Okay, it's not so new. The movie came out in 2020 with Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, oh my gosh, Russell Crowe. That man he is an actor. I mean, he played this role to death. Makes you really scared when you see how good he played this role. So convincing. I mean, he is really a good actor. I can say that. However, basically, he plays this like psychopath, crazed, rageful, hateful driver. First off, it starts off, he goes inside of a family home and takes out the whole family. So one thing is for sure, they don't go into details why he took out the family. But however, I mean, Russell looks, I mean, he's big in this movie. I mean, he's at his biggest. I've never seen him this big and so bloated. He just looks so, uh, the man needs to go on a diet. He needs to change his diet and quick. He looks, he's so convincing because he just looks so crazy. Looks like he got bit by a rabbit and caught rabies. I mean, he's angry. However, he runs into this innocent woman and her son, and basically they're stuck in major traffic. Oops. Excuse me. They're stuck in major traffic, and then they somehow exchange words. I believe he cut her off in traffic, and so you know how that is. If somebody cuts you off in traffic, you're like, hey, what's going on here? You know, blah, blah, blah. I mean, normally I might honk at a person, or I might just, I try not to involve too much in, people and their craziness in driving unless they're this close to causing me an accident. Then I might be like, hey, what's going on? But however, I've experienced somebody going into road rage. But however, I'm gonna get to the point. So basically they exchange words, and Russell, she's like, blah, blah, blah. She's fussing at him. And then he's like, I deserve an apology. I'm going to apologize. And then I deserve an apology back from you. And so she's like, I'm not going to apologize for nothing. And then, of course, her son is in the back. It's like, Mom, apologize to this guy. Obviously, the son is picking up that this guy does not have all his marbles there. And so the mother's like, I'm not apologizing. I'll screw this guy. And so, of course, you see this cling in this guy's eyes, and and now he has a new victim. Little did this woman know that he just went in and took out a whole family for no reason. Like I said, they didn't go into detail of why this family was taken out, but so anyway, yeah, so she kind of goes, so basically he's like, I'm gonna get you, you didn't apologize to me, and those are no manners, and you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna see what it means to have a bad day, or something like that to that uh, effect. And yeah, basically he's just stalking her on the road, and I mean, he took road rage to a whole new level. He made it so scary and so convincing and so like surreal that you're just like, okay, next time, I'm really gonna take care of who I flip out. I'm anyway the type of person that I don't flip out in traffic. I try not to, or I try to avoid it because I did have an incident one time in the States, in DC, in Washington. And I was with my boyfriend at the time, and he's from Germany. And I was trying to explain to him, look, in Germany it's different than in the States. This was like 20 some years ago. And so I'm like, look, take care. You can't just flip out people. Some people spaz out on you, so you got to take care. This isn't like in Germany where you can probably exchange words and then people go on about their day. In the States, it's different. People sometimes take it to the heart. You don't know what type of mental state they're in. So you really have to take care of who you flip out. And, some battles just aren't worth fighting, and of course he didn't listen to me. And then, he, flipped off the wrong person. And the next thing I know, there were like four guys in the truck. And somehow they had cut us off. And so he was just like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, excuse me? And then next thing you know, they were chasing us around DC. And I was just like, oh my gosh, look what you got us into. That's it for us. Luckily, these guys, they didn't see it worth it. And they just kept on going. That was a blessing, okay? Because they could have taken us out. I mean, there were four guys in the truck, and they were scary, and then they just kind of laughed at us because they pretty much ran us off the road. And that's all I needed. So, watching this movie kind of brought back, those memories and just made me think, oh gosh, people just you just never know. You have to take care. But like I said, this road rage movie called Unhinged was taken to a whole new level. So if you're looking for a crazy movie to watch, that movie is definitely to watch and to take notes on, because then you see how far some people take road rage. I mean, I've heard of incidents on the news where people just went into shooting mode. You just don't know the state of people, and sometimes that's all a deranged person needs is one reason to flip out. And yeah, the movie's a trip. So if you guys get a chance, check it out. It's crazy. Yeah, and then after that, I watched. Yeah, sometimes I have my moments. I know I'm not a real TV person, but sometimes I have my moments. But the next show or slash doco I watched was called The Real Bling Ring Hollywood. This is crazy. This is really crazy. I just don't know how these kids were able to pull it off. Okay, basically, you have these two kids, one boy and one girl, and they're kind of like outcast, I would say. And they somehow, or this one guy gets involved with this one girl. They're friends. And so they both have this dream to be something like big on social media. Hope I'm explaining this right. But however, and so the girl had a crazy idea. She was anyway involved in somewhat criminal activities. So it started out where they would drive around and see whose car door was open. So guys, lock your cars. Make sure your doors are locked, okay? Because that's creepy, you know. Or maybe somebody forgot to lock their door. However, they jumped into the car and then decided to, you know, and I'm talking nice cars, you know, like high-end cars. They would go, of course, into the nice neighborhoods and then, you know, just hop into somebody's Ferrari or Porsche or whatever and then go for a drive. But that wasn't enough. No, that wasn't enough. And then, of course, they would post themselves on social media and then, you know, pretend like they were somebody like superstars. However, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough for them. So then they decided, you know, what if we, you know, why don't we see, how about we take it to a different level and try to, you know, break into one of these social media or one of these, you know, prominence house, you know, and, you know, maybe see if their door is open. However, this took place back in 2012, right at the height of, you know, before, you know, Instagram and YouTube was all really big. I mean, it was starting to do a come up, but Instagram wasn't existing back then. I think it was MySpace or one of those channels, Vent, was it Vine? Yeah, that was like around that time. So, however, and also that was also during the time where the social media or reality stars started to take in. You know, that was that during that era when the reality stars were getting big, and at the time it was Paris Hilton, and I remember it was Nicole Richie. And they were big. They were kind of like the start of this whole reality show. You know, stars getting on, open up their lives, and saying all the things that they have. And so, however, these kids got the idea. Why don't we try to, you know, go into their homes and see what we can find? And yeah, they were, you know, googling these prominence homes. One of them happened to be Paris Hilton, and then they broke into her house. They just happened to go up to the door, and the door was open, and went in there and just basically had a field day. And then, you know, of course, they put stuff online, and they were just going there and posting themselves everywhere. And they did this all the way up. I mean, it was like it was almost like a bit of a what would you call it? Like an addiction. You know, they needed to have this fame and all these blingy clothes, and then it was like it was a bit of a feeling to be able to say, you know, of course they weren't spreading where they got these items from, but you know, it was a bit of a feeling for them to break into some of these prominent entertainers' homes and steal their stuff. And they did quite a few, all the way up to Orlando Bloom. They even got into his house. He left his door unlocked. I'm thinking, who leaves their door unlocked? I mean, this is in Hollywood. I mean, of all places, who leaves their door unlocked? How are they? I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I've heard of it. You know, there was a time in Germany that people used to leave their doors unlocked and their car doors unlocked, especially a lot of these little towns. But I'm just thinking, you know, of course they don't do that today. At least I don't think. But I'm just thinking, who does that? I mean, hello? Haven't they watched like some psycho movies or anything? I don't know, crazy what these kids got away with. And they got away with a lot. So if you guys are interested, check this doco out, because it really gives you insight of how far people will go, or a person will go just to be famous and to yeah, to have that type of lifestyle. And the way they did this doco, they did it kind of in a cute way. So in one sense, you had the impression they were highlighting that these guys, were able to get away with these crimes of breaking into homes and stealing people's, possessions. And some of the things were like, sentimental possessions, like things from their, grandparents or whatever, and it's just crazy, you know. I don't know. I don't know what type of message that was sent. However, these kids they didn't get that time, because as they were telling the story and the crimes that they did, of course, they were putting up, okay, grand theft, you get 3 years. Home break-ins, you get 48 years or whatever, so, and it was obvious that none of them did that type of time. If anything, they did maybe some communal service, community service, and maybe 1 or 2 years, and that was it. And they're obviously out and telling this story. However, I was just like, okay, I was like, whatever. Like I said, lock your doors, because you never know if some deranged teenager kids are gonna go in and take your stuff, and then next thing you know, you see your stuff on social media. Whatever. Anyway, yes, and so to move on, to carry on, a recommended YouTuber I found, and I found these guys, actually YouTubers. I found them on YouTube Shorts, and they're so cute. It's a teenager, a young adult, and a mother. Okay, they're between the ages of, I think, 16 and 20 and 50. And so they're so cute. I'm going to put their link at the bottom. Yeah, basically, they do like a styling, and then they show like one piece, they have a focus point on like a dress, and then they'll say, okay, the 16-year-old is going to style it this way, the 20-year-old is going to style it this way, and the mother styles it this way. So it's really cute how they do it. So it really gives you like inspiration on how to style your clothes. So basically, they want to say, you can take that same outfit, and depending on how you style it, you can make it look either classy, you can make it look young, or you could make it look kind of poppy, trendy, which is like in the 20s era. Although I thought the 50-year-old woman was also styling and looking good. I mean, she had her little plateau shoes on. And I'm thinking, girl, how do you wear those shoes? I mean, I love my high heel shoes too, but I can't wear them all the time. I mean, I see myself like, my toes get quenched for too long. I'm like, okay, these guys got to go. They look cute, but that, away. I told you all, I'm really into, making sure my feet are comfortable. And there are some high heels that are comfortable, but not too many. There are high heels where you just want to wear them maybe for an event and then toss them after an hour, because, later on you're going to be in such pain. So, but however, these girls are so cute. A mother and her 2 daughters. I really like the idea, how they do it. I mean, honestly, I could do something like that too. Oh, yeah, but no, I'm not. But it's cute. I like to watch them. So I'm going to put that up. And, okay, so, yeah. Let's see what else. I got my notes today. Yeah, my mother turned me on to a new doctor. Maybe you all heard of him before. I'm sometimes kind of late with finding out about different YouTubers and people, but apparently this guy has a big following. His name is Dr. Pradip Jamnadas. This guy is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I mean, he talks about the health industry and certain foods that you shouldn't eat and what you should stay away from. He does them in short clips, and sometimes he does them in long hour lectures. So if you guys are interested in health, and if I were you, I would start really thinking about health. You know, especially if you're young, you might think, oh, I can eat this and no big deal. No, start now with training how to eat properly so later on you won't have any health issues, okay? And those who are already up there in age, it's never too late to change your diet and to, yeah, start getting healthy and changing your eating habits. I was watching one of his motivational speeches, and he was heavily promoting fasting. Now, fasting is something I tried it maybe once or twice, and fasting is kind of hard, but he claims that fasting is actually good for your body, for development. Oh, he said so much. I gotta recall everything. Sorry, guys. It was so much. I had so much intake. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link at the bottom. You guys have to watch it for yourself. But basically, he was saying that eating one time a day is actually enough. He even referred back to the Paleolithic way of eating, and I looked it up. Paleo diet they refer to is basically a diet which took place 2.5 million years ago. Okay, 2.5 million to 10,000 years ago was actually the way our ancestors ate, and basically they just ate very minimum, and they were able to survive, and they were very healthy. So this eating like small segments a day is actually not good. You don't need to eat so much. One time a day is actually enough. Just eating healthy. And so, yeah, basically I looked it up. And then I found this information on the Mayo Clinic website. And so they give you already like a diet plan, which you can follow by. And then they also tell you about like, you know, which foods to avoid. Wow, they have oats down there. I love oats and wheat and barley, okay? Sugar anyway, salt anyway, and potatoes. And highly processed foods, which we're all guilty of eating. And sometimes it's difficult because if you're like on a go, you want to hurry up and get your meal real quick. But yeah, processed foods, guys, are really damaging for the body. And I've even just watching Dr. Pradip's video, he was even referring to there are a lot of oils like vegetable oils that you should not use in your cooking diet. I mean, you should really try to stay away from vegetable oils. I never knew that. Also, like a lot of these oils, like what do you have? Like there were a whole list of them. For the oils. Like nuts and seed oils. They're apparently they're not that good. They're all manufactured. Okay, I'm just going to put the link up. I'd like to hear you all's opinion. Um, it's too much for my brain in the morning. Sorry. But I'm not going to make this video long, even though it's already 25 minutes, so I'm going to hurry it up. Check out his videos. I'm going to also start doing more videos about health and going in that direction of foods and what to eat, because I'm totally guilty of it. Even though I'm a vegan, yeah, just being vegan alone is just not enough, you know. And like I said today, I noticed, which is kind of scary in one sense, although I'm guilty of it, buying these like prepared vegan burgers, one has to question, okay, what's really into those? Isn't it? Because now vegan, especially over here, I don't know how it is in the States, I can imagine is even more so. It's an industry behind it. Where there's money to be made, you have to be careful. And according to Pradip suggestion, he suggests anything that has a barcode on it, don't eat it. So that's a statement alone, guys. So I don't know. I'm going to continue doing my research and, yeah, slowly changing my diet, okay? So anyway, guys, I'm going to cut this video and continue on with doing my makeup. And I feel my voice getting a little bit harshy. And so anyway, thanks for joining me. And yeah, drop a comment below. I'm curious to know if you guys were able to check out the movie Unhinged and the Real Bling team. You guys are going to get blown away. Whew. It's crazy. Anyway, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me. And yeah, thanks for joining me. And until next time.